Here I have a fixed asset listing generated from an accounting software. It has some basic information, the date column, the line description, as well as the value of the fixed assets. The first thing I'm going to do is to insert a table into this data. And the next thing I'm going to do is to check the data type. So the first column is a date data type, that's fine. The second column is a general data type, that's okay as well. The third column here in column C, I would like to change that into currency data type. Now I'm going to use Microsoft Copilot in the Edge browser to help me insert a third column, a new column right here, to classify the fixed assets accordingly. Right, so let me first save this file. This file is currently saved in my OneDrive for Business location. I'm going to close it up for now and navigate to our Edge browser. So I have here my Edge browser. I'm at the IRAS website. Right? IRAS stands for Inland Revenue Authority of Singapore. And I'm at the page on capital allowances, the tax treatment for fixed assets. So I'm going to launch my Microsoft Copilot icon on the top right hand corner right here. And I'm going to use this Microsoft Copilot to help me to add that additional column of information. Okay, so I have a prompt. Add another column in the attached Excel sheet and indicate the type of fixed asset using information from the section on qualifying fixed assets from this web page. So this web page, when I scroll down, there's a section called qualifying fixed assets, and in there, this section gives us examples of the assets that qualifies as plant or machinery, and also some examples of assets which do not. So I'm going to get Copilot to reference this section here, right, and create a new column in my Excel sheet to classify the fixed assets accordingly. So let's attach that Excel sheet in here. All right. Because I'm logged into my work account in my Edge browser, right, I enjoy the commercial data protection on the interaction I'm having with the Copilot. Now what this means is any files that I attach in the Copilot chat and the prompt, right, all these interaction will not be saved and will not be used to retrain the model, the large language model. All right, so let's go ahead to generate this prompt. So we can see Copilot creating that new column for us, the category of the fixed assets. I'm going to go ahead to export this in Excel. And there you go. I just need the column D. I'm going to open my fixed asset Excel sheet again and simply put in column D. I'm going to copy column D into the fixed asset listing. All right, let's make this header consistent looking. And there you go. Let's do a quick check. whether Copilot has classified these fixed asset types correctly. So the first one is HP desktop computer. It's been classified as computer equipment, looks okay. Monitors, screen monitors, they all under computer equipment. External speakers we have classified under office equipment, right? So far it's under furniture and fixtures. So a quick glance of the classification looks okay, right? But I did notice that I have some light fixtures right here, right? So if I refer to the IRA's website under this section qualifying fixed assets, it did mention that light fixtures, right? Light fixtures, lightings and light fittings, they are examples of assets which do not qualify as plant or machinery, and these type of expenditure should be treated under section 14.9. So 14N instead of as a fixed asset. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to launch the Copilot in Excel, and I'm going to get Copilot to help me to highlight, right, any cells in the line description column that contains light fixtures. Right, so Copilot gave us a suggestion here. I'm going to select this apply button, and now it has picked out those cells that contain light fixtures. So those that contain light fixtures, I am going to remove them from this list, right? Because these three belong to another table where we're going to calculate them and treat them differently. So I'm going to paste them here, right? Put them in another sheet altogether and delete them from this sheet. Delete and delete. Okay. Next, we are going to have Copilot create a new column, titling it as rate of claim. So in that new column, right, for any computer related items, we want it to indicate S19A2 100% in that cell. For non-computer related items, we want it to indicate 33 and 100% in that cell. So let's go ahead to run this. So Copilot suggests this column. Let's take a look. Here we can see a preview and the information looks good. So I'm going to go ahead to insert the column, right? And the next thing I'm going to do is to insert one more column. This time, I would like Copilot to extract just the percentages. Right, insert another column with only the percentage extracted from that column. So with the percentages extracted, we will then be able to apply that on the value column C later on. Again, a preview looks good. Go ahead to insert that. Notice that after inserting, it tells us that it has inserted that column, and it even gives us an option to undo the step if we feel that whatever we have inserted is not correct. We can still go ahead to undo that step. All right. So with the percentage column, we are going to now get Copilot to apply the claim percentage on the dollar value and present it in the table for us. There you go. The next suggested formula. Again, we have a sneak preview, and if we're happy with it, we will go ahead to click Insert Column, and it's inserted. And finally, right, before I go to the last step, I want to do a quick check that these claim amount figures look correct. 33%, 650 of 1950, right? For this so far, it's 33% as well, so it's taken 335 of 1005. So far it looks good. So I'm going to proceed with the last step. The last step I'm going to ask it to do is to create a pivot table, right? I want the pivot table to include these columns, the type of fixed asset, right, the rate of claim, as well as the claim amount. These 3 columns in my pivot table. Here we see the information created for us and the ability for us to add to a new sheet, right? So Copilot has given us the table as well as an explanation on what it has done, right? So the explanation tells us that Copilot has created a pivot table summarizing those information that we asked it to summarize. So I'm going to go ahead to click on Add to a New Sheet. All right, and we can do a quick check for the types of assets that is applicable under 33 and 1/3% rate of claim. We have a total of 3965, right? For 100% capital allowance claim under computer equipment types, that's 34,000, right? Giving us a total of 38,175. So let's check back in the main sheet if we do have a total claimable amount of 38,000. There you go. You can see a sum of 38,175, which is consistent with the grand total that I have here. So there you go. Here is a quick example. We saw Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, as well as the Copilot that we have in Excel, how that can be used to generate for us the category of fixed asset, as well as calculate for us in a series of formulas the amount that should be applied for the capital allowances.